You also mentioned your ideas about being more scientific, and I totally agree with you. And I always say this same thing. It's even funny that you said that wine is not a natural product. It's not like honey. It doesn't occur in the forest. It's an art. It's made by humans. It's science. It requires involvement. In this perspective, what do you think about this growing trend around natural wines? And this natural wine movement contains lots of different aspects, which I think require different attention. For example, the biodynamic movement, which is like exactly the opposite. It's like an anti-science movement, and general natural wine movement, which is like more focusing on the nature. What do you think about this in the perspective of wine?
So, I mean, not everywhere is possible to make natural wine or biodynamic wines because you can excel in that in a climate, in an area that is very less prone to sicknesses.
Yeah,
In a lot of cases, these terms are used to manipulate, so to say, the experience
yeah,
or the product itself or its marketing as well in a way,
exactly.
maybe they don't want to say it, but it is in some ways. There are also some really beautiful natural wines that have low intervention. So low intervention means, you try to not to work too much the vineyards, to leave it as to say as sustainable as natural as possible, and even in the winery you do as less stay work as possible to try to have the vineyard first and the wine later in the most say natural process possible in a way. I mean, not everywhere is possible to do it. You have to be very
Yeah,
good. You have to be working with very, very great locations in terms of wine production, and you have to be working with really healthy fruit to be able to transform it
yeah,
into something precious. I think I mean, it's something that is there. I enjoy a lot of natural wines as well. I drink a lot of orange wines as well. But I do not enjoy when some winemakers call themselves natural or orange, and then you find so many faults into the wine. The
yeah,
wine still needs to be
exactly.
organoleptically correct, enologically correct.
Yeah,
It cannot have a fault. It cannot be faulty, and it cannot be off. If that is the case, you can call it natural as much as you want, but it's not a wine that I will enjoy. And it's
yeah,
fine. We talked about it before. It's the wine world is beautiful and diverse. You can make whatever wine you want, and you can find
yeah,
your own. You can find your own target. I'm not gonna promote those. I'm gonna promote like I mean even online what you see for me is only the wines that I enjoy. So
exactly.
I do enjoy a lot of orange wines. I do enjoy a lot of natural wines for sure. Uh, Calling it natural wine is a little bit, a little bit too much because I said it before. It still needs the hand of the winemaker. It
Yeah,
still needs the process. The wine still needs to be so the grapes still need to be harvested, and fermentation, even if it happens with natural yeast, it's still something that is the man is following. Because
of course.
there is still some following behind it. So I 100% believe in being as sustainable and as natural as possible in the vineyards and in the winery for sure. But I do not agree on. I will not enjoy and not share and not agree on wines that are faulty, on wines that have yeah defects into them because
Yeah,
their ideology was just being do what nature does. So
yeah,
and there is some places where dry places in the world that have perfect climate conditions where the grapes can grow naturally by themselves without any intervention, without any fertilizers or without any
yeah,
to say prevention of sicknesses. That's super fine, but there is a lot of areas in the world that cannot be the case, and you need to have intervention from the human in order to bring to harvest a healthy grape. So I mean, you can do whatever you want. You know, the world
Yeah.
is free, and you can choose. But I think that there are some beautiful natural wines again, some beautiful biodynamic wines, which I love. But there's also plenty that have mistreated this term to just
Yeah.
cover up their faults and their lack of experience or lack of management in the vineyards and the winery.
Well, I totally share your opinion, and I'm glad that you said this because right now this is kind of like a little bit of a controversial topic, even to like think about this. People consider this movement like you should accept it and don't even criticize it. About the faulty natural wines, I always say that it is like from the child story about the naked king. The king is said that I'm wearing the most beautiful clothes, but if you don't see it, it means that you are stupid, and only the stupid people don't see my beautiful clothes. It's the same thing with the faulty natural wines, that if you don't like it, you are the problem, and this is like a beautiful natural thing that occurs.
Look, the beauty about the wine world is that it's so diverse and so wide and so big that there's space for everybody, you know. But of course, how much space is there for a faulty wine
Yeah,
that's not going to be enjoyed, you know?
of course,
You
of
can
course.
drink, maybe they drink it most of them themselves, but like, and for sure there's people like there is cultures that enjoy more these defects, and they enjoy more these so to say heavier reductive
Yeah,
vinaigrette type of experiences, because it also pairs better with the food,
yeah.
but it's not for everybody.
Yeah, obviously, obviously. But I think in some ways, especially as we talked about newer generations, this like ideologizing the wine industry and bringing these like strict ideas, it can like put people into boxes that maybe deter them from the wine industry later. If you think about it this way, that only the natural or the biodynamic winemakers care about the wine, I think it's a wrong way of thinking about it, because this idea of low intervention is, I think it's an oxymoron. All the winemakers try to have the least intervention possible. It doesn't even make sense in a business perspective to invest your money where it's not required. All the winemakers try to use as less as little chemicals, as little intervention as possible, but as the nature and the conditions allow it. So I think all the winemakers are kind of low intervention, but it depends on their circumstances. It's not like a strategy. People put it in a way that these winemakers try to poison us and try to use as much chemicals as possible. But I think it's a wrong way of thinking about it. Thanks for watching this video. You can watch the full podcast episode by clicking here, or watch another interesting video by clicking here. Let's continue the discussion in the comment section, and see you in the next one.